Hello, it's Jay here again and welcome to another tutorial. So in this lesson we're carrying on with the second special move, and as you can see I've got the S2 movement script open, but I've also got the player 1 movement script open, because that is what we're going to start work on. We're going to start work on actually moving the player. So we'll begin in S2 movement, and to begin with we'll create a couple of new variables. Now these do need to be public and static. The first one's going to be a float underscore, and we'll say temp player position X. Let's close that off. We'll say defined the temporary player position on the X axis, and gain public static. And this is going to be a bool. We're going to say set temp position. We'll close that off. We'll say defines if we have set the temp position, and of course we'll come to the void start and we'll come to set temp position, and we'll set that to equal start on startup. So let's just put that into the comments, set, and I'll just use the variable to false on startup. And now we're going to come to the void update. So because we're actually going to move the player rather than a projectile, because we're going to have the player lunge at the opponent, we need to know where the player is to begin with, so we know how far we need to move the player in either direction. So we'll start with an if, open and close brackets, player 1 movement dot underscore special move to active double equals false. We'll return we'll put that into the comments if special move, in fact I actually will use the naming convention, is equal to false, and our usual comments for the return line. We'll just put then do nothing and return. So if we've not activated the second special move, we don't need to do anything. We don't want code running when there's no need. But if it does become active, then we need to set the temp position. So we'll say if temp position double equals false. We'll come to the end and we'll open and close brackets, and then we'll come to the comments. So we'll say if, let's use the naming convention again, is equal to false. So it's set to false. We haven't set a position, but we're going to do that. We're going to say temp player position X is going to equal, and we want the current player's position, so underscore player's position dot transform dot position dot, and we want the x-axis, and we'll close that line off. So now we'll come to the comments. So if it's equal to false, will they say then set, again I'll use the naming convention, to equal the current, yeah, we'll just say the player's current position on the x-axis, underscore set temp position is now going to equal true, because obviously we want 2 points. We want where the player is, which is what's been set here, and where the player needs to move to. What we don't want is constantly redefining the current position, otherwise it will constantly reassign where we need to move to. So we'll set it to true here. We will set it back to false via another script for when we've actually completed the special move, in case we want to do it again. But for now, we're just going to say to equal true, and we can save that off. That's all the code we need for the S2 movement script. And we're going to come to the player 1 movement. So I'll put this, we need another variable, I'll put it with the other special moves. So no, I think we can actually, we should be okay. We'll make this private bool underscore set sp2, and we'll say anim to play. Yeah, we'll just leave the naming convention at that, that's fine. So we'll put this into the comments, creates bool to store if we have set the special move to anim to play. Okay, with that in place, we need to scroll down. And of course, we need to find the sp2 function, which is here. So this needs to go at the very top of the function. We're going to say if open and close underscore set sp2 anim to play double equals false, and again I'll put in the comments if, and I'll use the variable's name is equal to false. We'll open and close brackets. We're going to move the line where we call the animation in there. And we're going to do similar to what we've just done in the S2 movement script. We're now going to say set sp2 anim to play, and we're going to set that to be equal true. And we'll put that in the comments. So we'll say and set. Again, we'll use the variable's name to true. And we'll just tidy up that little bit of code there. So what we need is, let's just downsize that. In fact, while we're here, we'll come to resources, we'll come to our black robot, and we're going to add the movement script. And let's have a look. Let's actually rename the script before we attach it to the player. So I'm going to change it to BR_SP2 movement to keep the naming conventions consistent. In fact, I'll just add an underscore between SP2 and movement. Let's now wait for the recompile, and of course we need to change it right at the top of the script here. Let's save that off. That's fine. So now we'll come to the resources, and let's add that script. I'll move it up actually so that the special move script and the special movement script are together. Okay, let's come to BRSP2, and we're going to copy from the void update if player 1's transform.position.x is less than the opponent's position on the x. So we've done this plenty of times now. And we'll come to the player 1 movement script and we'll just paste that in. So underscore player's position in this script, I believe, is underscore player 1. Yep, that's right. And we've just got a reference to the opponent via underscore opponent, so we just need to change that. And obviously we'll copy this and we'll paste it in below. We'll change this to a greater than sign. And we'll save that off there. Okay, we're going to pick this up. We'll actually begin to fill out this first function in the very next video. We're not going to do any testing at the moment. We will test it out, but once we get more code in place. But we'll leave it here for today. As always, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope to see you next time. And until then, as always, bye for now.